5:36. Roll call.
Donald Lampron, present.
John Pelletier.
Michael Page. Brian Martin.
Melinda Sue.
Okay. Welcome to our new board member.
Welcome, Michael.
Thanks, guys.
Just so you know, old man takes the snow off the cars and I and stuff the cars.
I even brought the plows. We're all set.
Welcome aboard.
All right, item C, visitors' comments. Anybody? I don't even know. No? All right, here seeing none. Acceptance of the minutes of the meeting of November 29th executive session, December 22nd regular meeting, January 8th. Executive session.
And I had a couple of things I could go for him on the line. We're somewhere here in the minutes that our previous employee was told that he could visit his parents, visit his mother, but not friends. And then I read here something that his brother said, was it recorded? And did we vote on that it was just, you could visit his mother? Or his mother and friends? Because I read comment that was brother, so was it recorded?
I believe that was after, right?
There was no like official vote, it was a discussion about.
What wasn't we agreed on then? Was it, could he visit their mother and friends?
He wasn't supposed to come to the office. No contact with the employees, right?
And the other tenants.
Yeah.
Could go to her, the two apartments.
Okay. Do we need to vote on that?
We can. Yeah.
Let me find out what I thought it was saying. No, I don't know if it's necessary to have to vote on it, but
It's
just
on
in
the
case
last
we
page,
run into a problem sometime.
it's on the last page, Donald,
What's that?
it's on the last page. Fourth line down,
Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
last page, fourth line down.
Right. I don't know if we have to vote on that.
We can do that. We can do that
I
tomorrow.
mean, it's in the minutes, it's all.
You can, like we have, do that in business. Want to do that? Did you change that word, or is it still there? To, right?
Yeah, I can't remember the other one, but I mean, that was the one that. It was ordered and then that report.
Any other questions, comments on the minutes, the executive session minutes of November 29th? Dan, motion to accept.
Okay, then do we have to vote on it?
If we accept, no, we don't have to, but if we vote on it,
Okay,
vote to
I'll
accept.
make a motion to accept it.
Second. So, this issue is still going on, I believe, correct? So this is not to be released.
What's that?
The issue is still ongoing, so it's not to be released.
Okay.
The attorney said, she said executive session should never be released.
That's not correct.
Because I asked last week when, she said they shouldn't ever be released.
Well, I'd like to have a conversation with her about that, because they are a public record, they can be released, up to a certain point. There should maybe some redactions depending on the issue. But they're always, all right, it's motion on the floor in a second, all in favor?
All right.
Opposed?
Can we plan for Michael what we were talking about if we can?
Yeah, we can do, well, we're in open session, so we can take a look.
Okay. In the executive session, there was a question of whether one of our employees could come back and visit some other, his lives on site. And it was represented by the brother. And so brother wanted to add on that he could visit friends and his mother. And that's what we just voted on, now, just go down the road, we don't need to ask him.
Okay, so to be clear, he can visit his friends. And
So that was just,
Just cannot.
And to stay away from
yeah.
so
That's
talk
that.
about staff. Let me just clarify something. We're all on the same page. I was under the understanding that we were going to accept the minutes. That is in the minutes. However, you wanted to take a separate vote, so I wrote it down to do all the new business.
All right.
Do you want to do that? Right, is that my understanding?
Well, is it in the minutes? Is it represented in the minutes? Then it's
Yes.
accurate there.
Yeah, I think it's fine, it's represented.
I'm fine there.
It's in the minutes, and the minutes are.
So, yeah, so we voted on accepting the minutes.
All right. Yeah, so we're good there, we didn't minimize that. Okay. December 27th, 2023 regular meeting minutes. Entertain a motion to approve the December 27th.
I know there's talk about further on new business. Concrete stuff. But I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of December 27th, 2023. That's what's on it.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion and second. Any further discussion? Hearing seen none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Motion to the January 8th, special meeting. This was the meeting at Town Hall that I missed. I actually asked the town manager to send over the minutes.
This is from Jackie.
This is from Jackie?
She emailed it to me and I just copied and pasted it.
Oh, so you're gonna send it to me, so I didn't, okay, that's fine, that's what it's from.
I'll make a motion to accept the joint meeting between the Tyngsborough Housing Authority members who were present and the select board that was held at Town Hall. Michael Page was voted in, fill a vacancy at the Housing Authority, 7-0 vote.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further discussion? Hearing seen none, all in favor? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I vote myself aye.
I'm sorry, Mike, what was?
Aye.
Okay, so that's unanimous. Treasurer's report, accountant's report for December 31st, 2023.
So I had a question on the operating statement. What account did the attorney for the employee Yeah, we can stop them on the,
Under legal,
on the what?
legal, under the operating for
Right.
legal.
Was that at 23,000? Was I looking at zero? I was just trying to look at them, just looking at everything.
No.
So that is right at 23,000?
Mm-hmm.
So why is that in the negative? Obviously the bills exceeded that?
Operating.
Agency what?
What was the total legal cost for that? Do we get all the bills in here?
I only have through December's bill, that's good,
And
because they bill monthly.
where are we at?
Just 23, because this is December statements.
So this is what was billed?
Well, actually, no, this is November, no, that would be through November, because November's came in and was paid in December, so January's his payment for through December is not in here.
So nine. Oh, we
No,
budgeted,
23.9 is what's been spent.
and we budgeted what? 75?
Last year.
About 16 grand now.
It's gonna eat away at our operating reserves.
So we're sure that we budgeted. That's all.
That's 775. We still have 3 months left.
So
275.
If they prorate so much each month.
So, for this budget, is that what
we're almost at the end, I believe.
Yeah, we have 3 months left.
okay. And this was in excess because of the legal issues with the previous employee?
Mm-hmm.
Mostly, right? All of it.
All of it.
What's the previous years look like for legal? Similar numbers, the 10?
We don't usually, a lot of legal, because we have the regional attorney.
All right. Any other questions?
Other than that,
Not at this time.
Okay. Motion to, entertain a motion to accept the accounts report for December 31st.
Aye.
We'll need a motion first. I have to leave, right? There was no motion.
So moved.
Motion by John, second by
I'll second.
Don. All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Unanimous. Perfect. All right. Accounts payable, payroll for December 31st, 2023. Entertain a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept the payroll of 1/20/23 through 12/31/2023 as presented.
Second.
Motion and second. Further discussion? Hearing seen none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Account, report for December 31st. Entertain a motion to accept expansion fund.
I've got a question. In a previous employee, he was on paid administrative leave. Well, how long was that on? Month, 2 months?
2 months.
And they paid in full right now. Okay, I'll make a motion to accept the payroll register summary for 12/1/2023 to 12/31/2023 as presented.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, unanimous. These are pretty much the same documents, right? Just, oh no, this is a warrant, okay. Yeah. All right, the expansion fund. Contain a motion to accept the expansion fund. Steve,
So moved.
So moved. Yeah. Second.
motion and a second. Further discussion, here and seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Mike, just an FYI, this account is money that was donated to us that, really doesn't have anything to do with our budget, correct?
No,
We can use it, I think the last time we used it,
Donated by the state or by somebody private?
probably private, I would assume.
It was, 2 40Bs that Peter Perconis was building.
Okay.
So instead of us putting the rentals in it, the money was donated to us. And we used a lot of that money, along with money from the state, to build 2 more duplexes of family units over at Red Pine. And this is what's left.
All right. And that's just held in reserve now?
It's just a separate account.
Yeah, it's a separate, that's why they call it the expansion funds. It's outside the scope of day-to-day, how we do everything.
Any day?
Yeah.
Yeah. Some, simple.
That's right.
We would use it to kind of like, try and survey some land, see if it's possible to build and stuff like that. They, that paid for those engineering fees and stuff, so.
All right. Correspondence, EOHLC email, a new individual handling real estate development and special project specialists.
I'd like to say that I had a conversation with this person after being from Wanda, a week or 2 or so ago. So I've had conversations with him through email, which I'll bring up on Coven Road once we get to that one. But we asked a bunch of questions at first, and then I threw him a bunch of stuff. 4 or 5 days.
All
But
right.
at least it might be a good thing that, I mean, we own land, we own property like on Coven Road, that we can put housing. We had a study done before for Mass Housing Partnership.
Yeah.
And it did, Bobby and all that stuff. That's it.
Across from the
For
street.
some reason I thought it was 8, but.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, across
from
from the school, kind of up on the hill, there's like a group home there that is leased to a company, and then they have clients in there, but behind there is a ton of land.
beautiful property, chilly, but it's
Yeah.
room to put, and there's so much of a need for housing, so. We had asked the executive director to send out, letters to our rep, our senator, and our congresswoman, to see if they could look into it. We never heard back. I made 2 calls into the congresswoman's office, did not hear back.
Okay.
So I brought this person up to date where we're at on it. Anyways, I'll make a motion to accept the correspondence.
The motion, is there a second?
Second,
Motion and a second. Further discussion, here and seeing none, all in favor?
right?
Opposed? Unanimous. All right, executive director's report, vacancy, second director.
So as of this report, we have 1 vacancy over at Red Pine. We have 2 more that keys were turned in today for, and then I have a congregate unit and another apartment at Red Pine opening at the end of February. They've already submitted their notice. Work orders, we have 20 open ones. The ones that are deferred were inspections, because we need some time to look into the resolving of the issues. It's an ongoing issue over at Red Pine. Tom had one of the that was vacant. He did some stuff in there where he had seen some stuff online, and when we did the inspection of that apartment, it obviously is not working because he's back having the same issue again. So he needs more time to research to fix that one. The capital improvement projects, nothing on any of the 4 projects has really moved forward because of winter. The low bidder that we accepted last month is all ready to go once nice weather opens up. We did get the go-ahead to go out to bid for the family units, the doors and the storm doors, but they haven't got the bidding done yet. The Red Pine walkway that we had talked about last month, Don had given me information on 2 more contractors. One came out, actually they both came out. One submitted his quote, the other one has not yet, but he did make the comment that he would do it in the nicer weather. The one that did submit his contract isn't talking about replacing the panels like the other 2 are. He's talking about doing a fixing with the flex. I've never heard anything about it. I don't know if any of you have. I'm not sure we want to do a fix or whether we want to actually jackhammer and replace the panels.
The issue of the fence.
Yeah.
Do you know the stuff that he's talking about?
This is the stuff that he's talking about. I don't know anything about it, but that's what they're talking and doing versus the other 2. So, of course, his quote was very, very low because he's not doing the same work as what the other 2
He's just
contractors.
skimming.
It's amazing they can do some good patchwork these days.
Well, we had, they used this in the
Is there any warranty with it?
20, well, I don't know, I'm sure the guy will give a warranty, but I know the stuff that we used in the pump station was, manufacturer gave us like a 20-year on it, so that's how confident they were with the product. But I don't know if that's it or not.
I think it looks like this is just the actual, like the product itself is in 5-gallon unit. This isn't like a, this is just a data on the product itself.
How much
Not
was
an
the
actual
proposal?
installer.
4,785.
What
And
would
the first
Was what?
1,700.
And the other ones were,
The first one was 7,700. I don't have the other one yet. He hasn't submitted it yet.
so it's not like it's that.
So it's about
Say
$3,000 cheaper.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
And do that, snow or anything.
How bad is the damage of the walkway now?
It's really not that bad, I don't believe.
Yeah.
It's more of,
So what happened is back a long time ago, it was actually long before mine, and somebody used pure salt.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
the ice melt on it, so it's like pitted looking.
But is there structurally still sound?
yeah,
So,
yeah, I mean, there's one area where it's kind of like deeper cracks, but it's not like crumbling yet. It's just, we're trying to get ahead of the curve.
Right, but I would see what the warranty options are, if there are any from them, but that seems like a viable solution. But
yeah, I think it's worth a try and see.
Safe.
Because if it works, we could use it in other locations.
Just took a picture of it.
All right,
So you want me to do the go-ahead of contacting him versus replacing?
information from him about the warranty and all that. And
Okay.
maybe that's,
Um,
do we want to take a vote on that, or do we want
At least you just table it. I
to
mean,
wait till we get the information?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the intercom over there, yeah, again, we have the panel and Tom just hasn't had time to do it. It's one of those that he wants to be able to do it when there is, no interruptions, to get that done. Inspections, all of the senior building has been done, and the first 1/3 of the family units have been done. The board training, I know I just sent out a new email that they had sent out giving an extension of time due to issues. I know Don mentioned his is all complete. The maintenance open position, the applicant has brought in all of his paperwork, everything is all checked out. I'm ready to send an offer to him for employment.
Where do we advertise for it?
We put it in the Lowell Sun, it was on Mass Narrow, because they have a job listing thing, we posted on the bulletin boards at both locations.
And you only got one applicant?
I mean, myself personally, I'd hate to rush into just hiring one person because they were the only. I mean, we extended that and then see that. Years off the top of my head, but choose some other avenues for, you know, the 20-year-old crowd, 20 to 25s, and then social media or platforms we could
The
use.
town had it on their website as well.
What qualifications is the current applicant have? So do we have an application or a resume?
He's done a lot of painting, he's done some carpentry work, hasn't done much with electrical, a little bit with plumbing.
Is Tom a licensed electrician or anything like that?
No.
Those person work for housing authority now?
A private company.
How long has he worked for the private company in construction, or is he in the field currently?
I'm not sure if they're in the field, I know they go into people's homes and do stuff, so.
Okay. Like renovation?
Yep.
So do you have any like referrals from his previous employer?
I did reference checking, and they had a lot of nice things to say.
Okay.
Male or female?
Younger or older? Can we ask these questions? Age?
He's younger than all of us in the office, yes.
Okay. And Tom feels comfortable with him?
Yep, I talked to Tom after we interviewed him, and then I gave it a couple of days, and then I talked with him again, and I said to him, I said, I don't want to rush into this. I want your feeling, and he said he was very comfortable with the individual.
So obviously the termination process is a real problem if it goes awry, is that correct? That's kind of what I gathered from this, or can be.
Stay here 5 years or more.
Well, yeah, be here 5 years, yeah. Still,
Yes, so if it's under 5 years, it's a general fire.
Excuse me.
Previous employee was over 5 years.
Which I believe that's still ongoing, so possibly he could get his job back. See what happens.
That's what happened. Last week wasn't pleasant, so he didn't show up.
For what?
Hearing.
Anybody else know there was no hearing?
There was a pre-trial hearing.
I knew, I guess, I talked to him, she told me.
Yeah,
She's
because the day before I was going to it.
I mean, if you're, I mean, I guess what I said there about rushing into things, you know, but, I mean, you kind of, stated you guys like them. So, I mean, that goes a long way.
I don't think you want to fall behind on maintenance either. I mean, if it's on, with snow and everything else, if it's
Yeah.
patching it with a Band-Aid with this guy for some time, and then, I mean, can you still advertise for work if this is?
No, I mean, if it's filled, I wouldn't need to advertise.
Yeah.
I mean, if he doesn't work out, then
Just having
we
applicants
would
on.
be advertising again, yeah.
So is
Be in a
there,
better
is
position to have
there
a wait
a,
list versus.
in the, I don't even know this, but in the policies, procedures, is there a probationary period? Like 90 days? Hey, we're walking away, or, do we have that here? Or-
There's 60 days before it goes on the insurance, so.
Well, I guess that could be, yeah, you can use that as a benchmark, 60 days, and then,
Mentioned that he worked for a printer. Is that what I heard? Painting.
Tom used to work for
Yeah,
him.
right. Because I was gonna ask if he worked for Tom, but I remember he didn't work for.
What does the position pay?
It goes by the Department of Labor Industries. It's, currently it's 26 something.
and then in that, certain certifications or whatever. You know,
I'm sure there's
you can-
Okay.
Tom, he's grabbed a bunch of reading blocks, and some HVAC type stuff, and we just bumps his.
No probation
He
period.
makes him pass it to us.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
that
a
makes
lot
sense.
of hires somebody else. That's another thing that, so if Tom wants to go back to school,
I was gonna
and we
pull out the offer and put everything in
we
writing.
paid him to go to school upon, you know, just, we make a
But the
thing.
way the insurance.
He doesn't,
is,
he has to pass it. If he fails, he has to
They're
pay
changing that July
for the
1st.
class. So if he passes, then he pays more, and then he also has to stay here for, like, you know, a year or something like that.
I mean, obviously, if he's not working out, Tom's gonna
So-
let me know.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we just have a review of this at the next meeting, of his performance with you? Is that something that we can ask?
Well, he's gonna have to give a 2-week notice when I offer it to him, so I'm thinking,
60 days from his start date, or not, time period.
60 days, and then,
Just have a review about how he's doing with you, or Tom's opinion. That's good to me.
All right. Now, back to my original question. Did we ever get an answer on what does board review mean? Because the employment offer is subject to, according to our attorney, board review.
Right.
What is that?
and I emailed you that, and she said if you had any more questions to call. She said basically it's just running it by the board. It's great. Last week when we were talking about it, and I said it's.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna review, right, wouldn't it mean look at the resumes, and stuff like that? Wouldn't that include that? I mean, I would
She didn't say
think,
that,
right?
she said I just had to advise basically what's going on.
That's not a review. What authority do we have on that board review? And we can't get an answer on that. Can we ask the question again? Say,
I
What-
did.
what
She
does that
said- She
mean?
said to call her if you had any more questions.
did you? Well, can you send me a number if you didn't?
Yeah.
I don't recall that in the email, but it could have been.
So the budget, the accountant was in, she's starting to prepare the budget so that we can vote on it at the, next meeting. In order for her to finish it, she does need to have, an executive director's salary number. The congregate freezer that was brought up last month. So I looked into an upright freezer that has 4 shelves. And also there are 4 shelves on each door. The issue that we have is if I put the freezer out to keep it away from the freezer some and not have it sticking out in the kitchen too much, 21 inches. If I turn it this way, then it's 21 inches.
Was it a freezer we looked for, was it a refrigerator
They were looking
that
at,
had more cubic inches? Or-
they wanted a freezer because that's what they have in there now, is a small
Well,
chest.
where do they put their milk and stuff?
They have a refrigerator.
Right, so in their refrigerator, can we get them a refrigerator that has more cubic inches?
You can't, that's the problem, we have constraint issues with the
Right.
cabinets.
How old is the refrigerators that are?
I'd have to look and see.
10, 15, 20 years?
They're special order because of the size.
Because the compressors have gotten smaller and mechanical's getting smaller. We may be able to get a refrigerator that will fit in there, that has more capacity. And it's trying to help them, and we can't change the cabinet, but at least if we offer something that's a larger, and we've done it with the
We can't get the same size refrigerator that the seniors have now.
we can't what?
The same size refrigerator that the seniors have now will not fit in there.
Is it just because it has a cabinet with the sidewall on it? There? Is that what it is?
So if we just buy the refrigerator, the issue goes away, correct?
The freezer.
Freezer rather, because the issue goes away, right? So
Well, the issue was that they're not supposed to have a freezer, that's what we said, if we got something.
Not have
right,
freezer
they're not
without
supposed to have
permission.
it, but if we buy it, then we own it, it can be there, and the issue goes away.
Where is this freezer?
So we have a 4-bedroom congregate, so 2 bedrooms share a bathroom, and then they also share a refrigerator in the kitchen they share. The problem is the freezers are very small.
Yep.
And they get more like frozen type foods than, so. That's the issue, is that they had, when I did inspections, 2 of the tenants had purchased a little small chest freezer. And it says if they get permission, they can, but they obviously got it without permission because nobody knew about it. So they came to the last board meeting
Why not just
requesting,
give them permission for the
we're gonna put a second chest freezer. So John had suggested getting an upright freezer that had 4 shelves. They'd each have a shelf to put
so
their stuff on.
450 to alleviate the problem. 450
So-
seems pretty reasonable.
4 shelves, and then in the door, there's 4 compartments that they can still put stuff in.
And I suggested that if we, like, every year they change compressors and stuff
Yeah,
and the way they're made,
they get
we
worse
got something that lost compressor on it.
every year.
Give us more room for stuff, that's what I,
Well, so then you have to price out that space, and that's what they've got, so.
Joe, if-
I'll make a motion to. Unless you want-
go ahead, no, go ahead.
I'll make a motion to purchase the recommended size and make a model that the executive director looked into at the price that it's selling for.
I second that motion.
There's a motion and a second. Further discussion? You see none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Perfect. All right. Is that it on your report? Entertain the executive report.
So moved.
Motion, and is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Further discussion? Hearing seen none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. All right, old business, CPC rep update on CPC meeting.
I have not, been to any meetings. I know they sent out an email, your email on people's availability, and that was last week. On meetings.
Affordable Housing Trust Committee update, I believe we don't have a rep, correct?
Yeah, because Linda was the
Right.
So
So,
you like to go on that committee?
I don't know, what's this one about?
Affordable Housing Trust Committee, so the town put this committee together to look into affordable housing. We have a representative on it. So I was the first representative for 30 days, and then Seth from became a member. He was on it. He left. When the Bob became a member, she was on it. She left. You became a member.
Just like that, huh?
So,
But and like, so one of the projects, you know, Indian Lane,
Yeah, that's right.
that house that's there, it was kind of gifted in a way to the housing authority, or it was kind of worded weird. Anyway, long story short, bureaucratic,
Highway, right.
you know, yeah, red tape, all that stuff. We said, forget about it. Housing trust, if you guys want to take this project over and chase it around, and if you win or you find it, you get deeded the land, you can just put affordable housing in there. So it's in their lap now.
and I don't know if they're looking into anything else.
Yeah, exactly. We have no
They
idea.
don't- They don't meet very often, I don't think.
Yeah, Linda never went to any meetings on it, and Seth, when he reported,
I
I want
think,
to say maybe 3 meetings, I think he
Yeah.
ever reported
I
on.
think over the year he was here, he went and attended 3 meetings.
I don't know what chased that Bernie. I talked to the town planner too, and he said he was looking into it, and we had many
Yeah.
phone calls about it, and was unable
Yeah.
to get through it, so, yeah. This is enough bureaucracy for me.
Yeah, all right.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so we still don't have any problem. I guess I can do it in the interim until we find somebody. Someone willing to step up. Not that I want to go to
How often does this be?
I don't know, we can, you know what, why don't we put this on the agenda for the next meeting, we'll try to find out some information.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go from there. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, update discussion of future housing, 689 Golden Road.
I mentioned earlier, Mr. Chair, I went to sent me correspondence from a guy named Matt Martin. And told him I'm interested in talking to him, said, just take a look and see if it's helpful, because I read through the emails and I see some of the various options for the development that were being considered at the time. The last email I saw was from the fall of 2021, which was what has happened with the project since, assuming that you've run into some sort of obstacle that has presented the project from progressing further. If you could please send me some information. So I just gave him a quick synopsis of what he had. A couple of years back, I was asked by the Tyngsborough Housing Authority Board to research the positive of utilizing surplus land in Corbin Road. I reached out to DHCD. DHCD assigned funding to work with Mass Housing Partnership. Mass Housing Partnership then met with some Tyngsborough Housing Authority members along with our executive director. Mass Housing Partnership then hired a land surveyor to identify the land boundaries. Tyngsborough Housing Authority then reached out to Tyngsborough Town Manager asking for Community Preservation Act funding of any kind to build housing, helping people in need of housing. And the town did not have funding at the time, did not have the funding at the time to do it. However, they did put some funding aside to help the surveying cost of attorney fees, which I think is still put aside. Tyngsborough Housing Authority, Mass Housing Partnership, Tyngsborough Town Planner, they have a Zoom meeting to share ideas and facts. Then reached out to DHCD for possible funding. I was told that the funding was not available at the time. A couple of years went by, Tyngsborough Housing Report asked our executive director to send request for a district representative, district senator, as well as our congresswoman, not receive a response. And as I said, I called the congresswoman's office as well. Last week was sent correspondence that suggested that I reach out to you, and you did get back to me, which I'm thankful for. With housing short and a new government administration in place, I figure it's worth asking again for some housing funding of some sort. Speaking for myself and government, private sector partnerships. I believe in it myself. Anyway, hope this helps them. I haven't heard back from them. I may have something too much. But that's where we're at on that.
All right. Anybody else on anything on that?
So without funding on that, there's really no avenue, is there?
Say it again.
Without funding from the state, there's no, or
No, we'd have to sell something. I mean, the only land that we have that we own is right across from Mayo's. There's a small parcel there, but the problem is there's not enough there to build like another duplex that we had done previously. And so I mean, if we could do something with that land, we could use money, but it isn't going to be enough to build houses around there. So,
on the other piece.
so I mean, I think if we start, the problem is if they sell something, then the state wants to keep it. So it's like pulling taffy, you know what I'm saying?
The state wants to keep the land, you're saying?
They like to keep, if you sell land, or surplus land or anything, they want the money for it.
It doesn't come back to the housing.
Because they own it, technically.
Oh, okay, it's a state owned. Gotcha.
And I know at one time, Tommy Golden, when he was a rep, we had the old Middlesex County, what's in the reform school? It's in
Training
Not
center
Chancellor.
or something?
What was that?
A training center or something?
Yeah. Right across from McGlinchey.
Yeah. Well,
And I know that the university, Mass Lowell, bought it. And they had plans that they went through DCAM to have it become a green property. And then we were going to do something with it. Then our chancellor came in, then he changed everything around. But then Tommy Grover tried to file legislation if that property could be sold. And in between that, the university transferred something over to town of Chancellor. The Chancellor tried to sell it, so I don't know where it ended up. But,
I remember talking and building a lot of houses there.
what's that?
I said, I remember talking and building houses there, I thought.
Yeah.
Project.
Yeah. I think the guy that did some work there was the same guy where our senior center is. I forget his last name, I knew. And I know him too. But anyway, I believe he built a ton of houses there too, on that property. But I don't know about the transfer part.
Finnegan, is that his name? Chief? Is it Chief Finnegan? Finnegan?
That would have known, I think.
Anyway, not gonna rush us much back. All right, moving on. New business, executive director's review. So I just received the third review last week, again, middle of the week, I forget what day it was, but I haven't had time to sit down and put it back. Still waiting on one review, so I couldn't compile them and not met with the executive director on the reviews. So I don't have, but I can get that done as soon as I get the last one. Anybody else got anything? No.
No, I gave mine to the chairman.
All right, vote on FY 2025 executive director's salary. And this is done because you need it to put in the budget. So is there any reason why you didn't use what was there, current salaries?
And it has to be voted on. I can tell her to put that in there. It was voted on, if that's what you want to do. There was a new calculation sent out, so.
So what do the committee, do you want to use the current salary, do we want
Yeah, you're the common salary.
versus what salary? Just to be clear. So the current salary for the executive director is, I don't know, off the top of my head, the total amount, but the DHED or E, whatever it is, EOHLC, right? Sets guidelines, and you can give raises based on that, on those guidelines, anywhere in between. So we can keep the salary the same, we can do a cost of living raise with it, we could, or we could, well, how much is the total that they are allowing this year?
So this year is 67,518.
So that's a difference of, well, $7,000,
$3,000.
3,000? But I just saw something that said it was, oh, that was a contract. So, okay, so it's about $3,000 difference. So,
In line with inflation.
should we have a discussion on item C before we decide on B, or do we want to decide B first?
Doesn't matter to me. Put in whatever the base is, and then we can have a discussion on it.
When is the budget gonna be completed? Or is estimated to be completed?
She's working on it, she needs this number so she can have it for the February meeting.
We can do this vote on in February, and she can just add it to whatever she comes up with in February?
Well, in order to present the budget to you, she's gonna need a number, otherwise the budget's not gonna have that number in there. And then you
So-
won't be able to vote on it
So,
without the number.
so if she puts the budget together with the current salary.
Yep.
And then the next meeting, we can have a conversation about
Adjusting it.
whether we want to adjust it or not, and then she can change that number before she submits it, correct?
But then you can't vote on it. You have, because part of the vote is voting on the revenues, expenses, and the executive director's salary is all part of the vote. So the,
In the budget.
for the budget.
So, of course we can vote on it. So next month, we can change the number and vote on it, and then if we want to, and we, so I say, I would recommend that we,
As amended.
But the sheets that you have to sign that go to the state, it has the vote on it with those numbers.
right, so if we change it, one of those will have to change,
Right.
correct?
The signature sheet.
So then I'll just recommend that we keep the numbers the way they are right now. So that's what I would recommend we do.
So move.
Second. Motion and a second to keep the executive salary the same, and if, so she can prepare the budget that way. All in favor?
All right.
Aye, opposed? Unanimous. All right, item C, discussion on executive director's contract renewal.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion, to not sign into a new agreement with the executive director after the end of March 2024.
There's a motion on the floor, is there a second?
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any under discussion?
So this would move forward with pursuing a new executive director. It's passed, that's what we're saying.
So, we're not to not contract, so I guess, so there's a motion on the floor, there's a second. So under discussion, we can do a number of things. We can, amend the,
Well, so going back to item A here, executive director's review, you're saying that you haven't completed that yet? There's still
contract.
You said there were other,
I have, is that exec, met with the executive director, gave him what the, uh, each member does their own, so I didn't get all five. I just received one last week, and we got one still outstanding, so that's why I didn't.
so I mean, personally, I would like to review those before I get to vote on this item, but that would be my position.
All right, so there's a motion on the floor to not renew the contract. Is there a second?
There was a second.
There was a second, I'm sorry. Any further discussion? So, I guess,
You have to do a roll call on.
yeah, well, I'm thinking, so let's do a roll call. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
No,
So, 3-1?
no.
Okay. So that passes 3-1. So now, moving forward, I did a little research. So, in a process to replace, this is DHCD guidelines to replace, the executive director would have to do a search, and this goes along. So with that, I've also, contacted somebody who does consulting work that will run a search for us, follow these guidelines, and do whatever we want to do. Search, and we could do that as well. I don't know what the work of the committee is. So I did, this is just just a copy of the agreement that we would have to sign. If we want to go down that road, we don't have to go down that road. I'm just throwing it out there. Basically, it cost us $5,000. They run the whole show for us, advertise we were supposed to, do all that stuff. So,
Can I ask any questions?
no, thank you.
Can I?
What was the question?
So we can,
The woman asked.
she asked if she could ask a question, and her response was no. So we can enter into this agreement, we can bring him in for questions, have a special meeting maybe, have him give us his input, what he thinks we should do, what we shouldn't do.
And I think, the first thing, to vote not to renew a contract, let DHCD know.
I believe that might be part of this, but I'm not sure. We can definitely do
I
that.
mean, they don't know what we have, but we're just looking at what we have. And I mean,
Right,
we should notify somebody there.
okay, we can do that. And that's fine, but how do we want to move forward? So we notify them and then what?
And then say that you presented this, and can we go this way?
Yeah, I don't think of course we can go this way, I don't think they have. Because we're gonna follow their guidelines, we're gonna hire a consultant if we want to
Or
go
go
that
with this option, right, saying we can't go with it.
Right. So you want me to call somebody at DHCD and I can tell them know what's going on, and then, should we set up a special meeting to discuss this?
I think that would be,
I don't know.
that's probably right. Well,
So,
Find somebody.
yeah, it's gonna take a bit. Also, I had a conversation with, about possibly hiring an interim if we needed to, so.
So, motion to move forward with this plan?
No, we don't have, no, I would think what we probably should, John wants us to contact the
Contact the
HCD,
HCD first.
to do that, and then,
You said
I'm gonna work the contact and say we did two things, I mean,
Pursue this and then contact them as well.
yeah,
So the outside contractor, you're gonna,
no, that's gonna be a vote, we have to vote on that. We can't just,
so
if we wanna go down that road. Consult with them to run the search for us.
Yeah.
Well, there's other consultants, but I don't know, I don't really.
but I mean, either way, we have to hire a consulting firm to
Right.
move forward with that. Okay.
And you said that you had reached out to this guy and he was, did you talk to him?
Yes, I talked to him, he would be willing to do it, yes. And I think the price we had on him was,
I think it was 5,000?
5,000, yeah.
Yeah, 5,000.
Which I mean, I don't know about you guys, I think that seems reasonable to do it. And then we have to pay, obviously, for, advertising and things like that, but, which we would have to do.
Are you obligated to pursue a replacement for yourself? Well, there doesn't seem to be many other options.
Exactly, so I guess if that's the point, then, you can't, yeah.
Yeah, we'll notify the VHCD,
You
and set up
notify the
a,
HCD and then I'll make a motion to,
Meet with the consulting.
yeah, to meet with the consultant. Well,
yeah, set up a
or do you
special,
want to just hire?
either way, if we can set up a special meeting and hire, we can do whatever you like.
And-
I think time is of the essence.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to, I mean, I'm gonna make a motion to accept the consultant's agreements for $5,000
There's a
to
motion.
be signed by the chair, right?
There's a motion, is there a second?
A second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing, seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Unanimous. All right.
we've done, yes, it's not so fast, and we'll deal with it then.
Actually, I think we'll set up a special meeting anyway and have a consultant come in and have a conversation with us and know what's going on. Does that sound like reasonable?
Yeah. Just let me know.
All right, yeah, so we'll do it around your schedule, right?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm available, if you have a quorum, don't not meet with them, because it's important to meet, so.
All right, next board meeting, February 28th, 2024, at 5:30, Red Pine Terrace. Take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn, but I may not, it'll 50/50 on February 20th.
Oh, okay. All right,
I as
All right.
well might not be able to make that day.
the 28th?
Yeah.
All right, we'll get a discussion about,
You know,
Yeah,
Florida.
that's the greatest day of my life.
Oh, okay. So you can't make,
all right,
this is not that important.
No.
So,
motion to adjourn, all in favor? All in favor?
Yeah, I,
Good night.